following show is a paid program.
The Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.
How you doing? I am so excited today. We have the lady in the field, Dr. Conte Terrell, consultant, author, Christian counselor, coach, TV, radio personality, ordained minister, and public speaker. Hey, lady, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Cam?
I'm so excited you in here. I really could not sleep. I was waiting on you. So we have been friends for a while.
Yes,
radio, now to TV.
Yes.
And oh my God, we have gone all over just with this domestic violence.
Yes, yes.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, family, and we're wearing purple because of that. And today you have something going on. Just look, purple out.
Yeah, so absolutely, Domestic Violence Awareness Month is October.
Yeah.
However, Domestic Violence Day is every third Thursday in October. Okay. And so it's considered purple out. So everybody is to wear purple to show that you support victims and survivors of domestic violence and that you are against domestic violence.
So let's jump right in here. Let's just talk about it. Every 9 seconds of every minute, in every single hour, a woman, a man, or a child experiences pain from physical, verbal, emotional, and sexual abuse.
Yes.
Every 9 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Actually, every 7 now.
Every 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
COVID is a strong thing because so many people now with COVID, you know, because I mean, COVID is out here. People are have to stay at home, mask up. They haven't been together in a long period of time, not in one place all the time.
Yes.
My God.
Yes. And you know, the sad thing is the stay in, stay safe.
Yes.
Cam is not safe at all for a woman or a man because we know that domestic violence affects everyone, but it's not safe at all for someone who is living in the house with an abuser.
Wow. And
so our safety plans have evolved to even helping them to stay safe in the house.
Yes.
You know, if an incident is starting to erupt, don't go into the kitchen where there's knives or where your head could be slammed against the counter. Don't go into the bathrooms. Wow. There are even very specific changes that has had to be made, even in safety plans now, because the perpetrator is in the house with the victim and locked in. Finances aren't good.
Right.
Not working perhaps. Dealing with sicknesses, dealing with deaths, dealing with other things that is making it exponentially larger, bigger, cases are wider, 40% more. Our support group has grown 40%. We've had to hire additional staff. We typically service, just to give you an idea, our target is to service about 300 a year of what we call unique individuals, never seen them before, first-timers. And that doesn't include the ones who've been there getting sessions, getting counseling, getting support groups, going to court, back and forth with the court advocate, being at support group every week, but just unique, and that's a year. But just in this quarter alone with COVID, we have done over about 510.
And it's not even, the year is not even over.
No. just since COVID. Actually,
since COVID.
Since COVID.
So
yes.
March, really?
Yes. Really about from April, May, June. Actually, this quarter started in June, so we had July, August, September, and October. So just the last 4 months or so, 510 services, unique services.
Oh my God. Let's look at a video real quick of Dr. Conte Terrell and to see who she is. It has been, I love that video. I had to play it. I love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
I love that.
You.
I love it, love it, love it. 20 plus years.
Yes, 23 years. I founded Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women.
Yes.
23 years ago. It was 23 years this past September. And we have a location here. Of course, this is where our headquarters is in Houston. But my home is Atlanta, Georgia. So I have a sister who's also a counselor. And so she is, she runs the location there in Atlanta. And, you know, Pam, we couldn't have, if we had a domestic violence on every corner, like there's a church, a domestic violence agency, it would not be enough.
Wow.
Yeah, people don't really take it serious and don't really know the ramifications and how deadly this could be. We see it on the news all the time. We just saw here in Houston where the officer who had serviced for over 40 years answering a domestic violence call was shot in the head and killed after doing training. As you saw through the video, I do trainings and I've trained police officers. That is their most dangerous call. To go on, and most regretted, you know, call to go on because they know that the abuser at that time does not care who is in the way because it's about power and control. And at that time, when the victim is leaving or attempting to leave, we know that statistics shows us that the fatality level and the lethality level goes up, Pam, 75%, meaning her chances of being killed goes up 75% at that time.
That is something. And in looking at this, I was looking at you yourself. You don't look like what you've been through. You don't. You've been through this.
Yes, I have.
There's a reason for you do the organization. Let's talk about that. What happened?
Well, you know, and I consider myself the myth of domestic violence. I am the one that is sitting out there watching now, Cam, that says, oh, I don't need that, or that's not me, because that's what I felt like. I looked at domestic violence as someone who gets beat every night, black eyes, a busted lip, because that's what you see on television. And so when I met my ex-husband, I did what I thought, you know, the right thing to do. I met the parents, you know, and everything looked great on the surface. And it wasn't right away. And so what we don't realize is domestic violence is methodical and it's intentional. And it's very, very slow growing. It's the grooming process. Everything is wonderful in the beginning. And I tell people all of the time, if you got in a car, especially the ones that say, I wouldn't do that, I don't know how they can be in it, how do they stay? Well, it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you know, if you got in a car on the first date, Cam, and somebody punched you in the face, you immediately jump out, you know? So there has been great vacations, there have been, you know, taking care of business for you or what have you, or, you know, enjoying the family, the people, they become a chameleon. Whatever you like, they like. Whatever your family like, you know, they like. And at the beginning, everyone thinks this person is wonderful. And so it wasn't until about 2 years into my marriage that it began to get physical. And then my situation was about. So I'm thinking, well, maybe it's something going on with his business that's happening about every 2 years. But there was so much other things that I did not realize was domestic violence. And that's where we fall short at helping the community to understand the definition of domestic violence. And that is the pattern of behavior from one partner to another that causes them to maintain power and control. So there was a lot of power and control in between those 2 years that before it got physical. Less and less times I could talk on the phone to my girlfriends, to the point where it got to I couldn't talk on the phone to them at all when he was home. I'm in the window. Oh, here you come, girl. I'll talk to you a little later. Let me go get the dinner ready. And so we as women, and particularly African American women, my organization sees everyone because domestic violence does not discriminate. However, I am culturally competent to our people because we don't talk about it. Everything that happens in the house stays in the house. We've seen many times, we've seen it before, and so we think this is normal. Thank God that wasn't my story. I had not seen abuse before. My family did not know what to do as far as how to get a protective order, how to get this person away from us and get me into a safe place. So henceforth, fast forwarding after getting out, which has been about 25, 26 years ago now, I started Fresh Period 23 years ago, about 3 years later, because I just wanted people to understand it's not what it looks like or what you think it is. It could be that, it could be something different. That pattern of behavior could be controlling you through verbally, by verbal words, tearing you down, diminishing you, depleting you. It could be financial, not allowing you to have access to the bank account, or having to identify and account for every dime, not even getting any money, having the money given to you like a child, like you're getting a allowance or something. Not being able to go back to school if you wanted to go to school.
Right.
Different things that I call the not so red flags. We know the black eyes, we know the busted lips, but it's so much more than that, Cam. And it only gets to that when they can't control you in the other ways. They can control you through the verbal, through the emotional, through the financial, even sexual abuse. And so physical is not the only way.
So what we'll do, we're going to come right back, but we want to get right back into it.
Yes.
I love this. Yes. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month. The new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month. Or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote by mail-in ballot.
I'm a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote safely in person.
I'm a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote early.
I am a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote safely in person. In this coming election, voters aged 50 plus
will make all the difference.
Will make the difference.
Will make the difference. Will make the difference.
Will make the difference in elections across the state.
So make a plan now.
So you can vote however you choose.
It doesn't matter
where you vote,
how you vote, or who you vote for.
What matters.
What matters.
What matters.
What matters is that you have a plan to vote.
For more information,
head to
aarp.org/tx.
Vote.
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 Đi bầu cử.
और वोट करना मत भूलिएगा.
Vote.
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 唔該，去投票。
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
If you helped a friend get a job, and once they were hired, they ignored you, what would you think of them? For a quarter of a century, Congressional District 18 has voted for Sheila Jackson Lee. And what do we have to show for it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 13 times, she's got to go. I'm Wendell Champion, and I need your vote. Visit me at champion2020.com. I'm Wendell Champion, and I approve this message.
Hello again, Stafford. We are extremely proud of the diverse community we have in Stafford.
We need you to get out and vote for Cecil Willis.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powells. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powells.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thanks so much for coming back. We are talking to Dr. Conte Terrell. I want to jump right in and tell you and discuss about the nonprofit side. Everybody thinks nonprofit is free.
Right.
You've got so many things that you're helping women. And I've called you 2 and 3 in the morning about some people.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted Dr. Conte to be on the show today, family, because I have personally called, because many people have called after shows. They've inboxed me, they've gone through Facebook or something and saying that they need help.
Right.
And it's many times you will go out and help. You personally, I know, have gone and put people up in hotels,
Absolutely.
families, because they cannot get into shelters, especially if a woman has boys and girls, and then she has her pets. Now, people laugh about the pets. They say, no, leave the pets. No, that's part of the family.
Yeah,
but many times a woman can't take her own son with her to these shelters because it's a women's shelter and it's a men's shelter. It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not. It's a lot of different ramifications, and sometimes if they're older, they have to go into a men's facility.
Yes.
That's double trauma.
Yes,
you know?
they can't. Who's going to leave their child with somebody else because of all other kind of things that are happening?
Right. And so, one of our visions is to start the legacy villas, because a lot of times the shelters are full, and right now during COVID, you're right, they're not taking anyone. We're putting them in hotels. But for that very reason, I would love to have villas where we could put the families completely together and with their pets if needed. I am an avid pet lover, most people know, and that is because I was not able, due to my abuse, to have biological children, and so pets have become my children, and they have helped me. They have become like emotional support animals to help you and just enjoy the love of a pet. So yeah, people do look at, I've had clients that stayed in their cars.
Yes.
Because they couldn't take their pets with them.
Yes. So let's put a price on that. Let's look at the numbers. Let's be realistic of what this is costing every single month. This is 500 of people that you're doing, and that includes families.
Right. To adequately run Fresh Spirit,
yes,
Cam, we would need need about $80,000 a month.
Now that's 30 days. So every 30 plus days is $80,000 a month. And let's go down what you do. Because I know one thing I noticed that you've done due to COVID, you've done a lot of free virtual sessions, because many times people are frightened.
Right.
They're frightened of COVID and they're frightened of their abuser.
Absolutely. Well, for one thing, so it is, people think that this is volunteer.
Yes.
So it's, first of all, it's not volunteer. I have a staff. Fresh Spirit has employees. And so they are working, originally hired only part-time. they had to go to full-time because of COVID and full-time hours. So it's about 14 of us employees, and that include case managers.
Yes.
What that means is, just yesterday we had a client who had never bought a car before, because when you're suppressed with an abuser, sometimes they can't even write a check.
Right.
You didn't buy a car, didn't know how to buy a car, it was taken by the car dealer. But we have a case manager that works with them. We have car dealerships that work with them, getting cars, getting work, getting their credit back together.
Clothes,
food, yes, nursery help, all of that
has to be spent. There's money has to be spent.
Money has to be spent. And so when we say nonprofit means that the organization has to put back in, and we service over 87% of our funding go back into direct services, and that's what that means. And so it also means that the actual client does not pay. We don't want them to have to pay to get these services. Where are they going to go? How are they going to pay? And so, but the lights in the building has to be paid.
Clinics.
The building.
I've known you to take them to the hospitals.
Yeah.
I've known you to go to court with them, court costs with attorneys.
Yes, and not just me. We have legal advocates. So my legal advocates go to court with them.
Yes.
Help them with protective orders. Help them with crime victims compensation, which many people don't know, that if your loved one unfortunately is killed, there's a crime victims compensation that will help with burial. Maybe they just need to relocate. That will help with them to get relocated into a different city or a different apartment. But
so if they survive, there is a fund that's able to help them.
Yes, but a lot of people don't know about it, and actually to access the funds, the application is as thick as a Bible.
Wow.
But that is what we do. We want you to be able to get these services, and so I have social workers, I have counselors, I have case managers, I have legal advocates, all of these people. We have administrative staff, I have a program director, a grant manager. We have all of these people that have to come to work every day to make this operation, work. Most people see me, so that's all they think that is going on. Right. But it's a whole operation. And just to run the software, Cam, so that we can put the data in it and make sure that their charts are in the software. It's over, $10,000 annually. Coming up in December, we have to pay $10,000 just for the software.
Wow.
You're
located in the Galleria.
We're located in the Galleria. Again, so that's rent. And so then, each staff member has their own office. When you have a person coming in before COVID, everything now is virtual, but we have to keep the building.
Yes.
So we have the building, but we have to, but we're virtual. So, but the rent still has to be paid whether we're there or not. The lights, everything still has to be paid whether we're there or not. And in the phone system, so that we can make sure that everybody is getting taken care of and answered. Insurance, liability, there's just a lot that has to be taken care of on a daily basis,
And let's just look at it, what this means when someone is calling you. Let's just look at this. The person is at the point where they're ready to escape. They can't take anything.
They can't take
They got to take themselves.
Yeah.
Once they have the plan together. And then once they get out and they see you, they have really nothing. Because they've grabbed the children, they've grabbed the pets or whatever, and they're getting in a car or they're getting Uber or whatever they have. Somebody's coming to get them. They have nothing.
Yeah. And we even work with Uber so that they don't have to pay. So we work with Uber so that we can get them transportation so they don't have to pay. We have what's called MOUs, Memorandums of Understanding. We work with the different hotels throughout the city so that we can make sure that they're put into a hotel, but Fresh Spirit has to take care of that bill.
Right.
So we work with a lot of different organizations and operations to make sure that they go from leaving to being safe and secure and not having to go back.
Right.
And so a lot of times people say, well, why don't you leave? But are you going to take them in?
Right.
You know?
Right.
I would have left a long time ago. Yeah, probably if you had somewhere to go. You know?
Yeah, yeah, and absolutely. We're looking at this, and we look at the fact that where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? And then what we hear families talking all the time, and the family, some of the family, and we talked about this, may say, "Well, you must like it because you stayed," or "What did you do?"
Right. What did you do?
What should a family member say or do when they feel they know?
Well, educate yourself. Be aware of, that's why I love Awareness Month. Domestic violence is every day, like you said, every 7
daily.
seconds, but at least people get to hear and understand what it is. Be loving. They need you more than ever. This is not something that they like or want to be in.
Right.
As I said, there's a grooming process. They've already isolated them, usually from family. There is a real valid fear because this person has maintained control.
Right.
And so we know that the statistic shows that a woman will go back on an average of 7 times.
Wow.
What people don't understand is there's recovery for domestic violence. It's a whole different dichotomy. I have psychiatrists that refer me clients. One of my best friends, a psychiatrist, just sent me someone yesterday. Licensed therapists, medical doctors, because they can't, the Dr. Conte, I need you. She needs to come there because I don't know what to do.
Right.
I don't know how to break the cycle. But there is a process and a recovery process that we take them through to help break that cycle. Because the narcissist, usually the abuser, is one of the number one characteristics is the narcissist, and it's all about them. So they have beat the person down. You can't do anything. It's none of your opinion matters. Nothing about they're not able to be empathetic with you, and so a lot of this stuff has started to seep in, and they started to believe these things. It's almost like, have you heard of Stockholm Syndrome? So Stockholm Syndrome is when you see on the news that someone was abducted and they were taken in the woods or what have you. They've been with this abuser for months, maybe. They've abused them, they've raped them, but they've also fed them. There are minutes where they had to laugh with them or cooperate with them to stay alive. They have built a bond. And so when they're finally, captured, they've been found and taken away from their capturer, there's mixed emotions like, oh, they're going to be locked up.
Right.
It's my fault. He didn't kill me. At least he didn't kill me. Well, the same type of psychology goes on with domestic violence. But instead of Stockholm Syndrome, it's not with a stranger. It's with someone you love. But it's called trauma bonding. So there's been a trauma bonding process. And so now they've made you feel nobody else cared about them. You're the only one. So now you're the one that's looking at putting them in jail. It's a huge amount of guilt. But all of this is designed. All of this is intentional. And all of this is what we have to help the client see has happened to them so that we can deprogram that.
Wow, that's good. You're an author.
I am.
Let's show a book. You have books.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just thank God because I say, Kim, I get to pinch myself every day.
Yes.
Even though this is such a traumatic situation that I live and see with others every day,
right.
It's rewarding because I get to help save lives.
Yes.
And so it is my passion and it's my purpose. And so the first book, Deliverance to a Fresh Spirit, 12 steps are ending toxic relationships and overcoming their effects, because we have to understand that there are relationships out there that are not healthy, and you have to become healthy because sick attracts sick. And so I had to go and say, what happened? Where did I fail? Not that, of course, anybody want to attract someone that's abusive, but we have to look at ourselves. Everybody has to say, what is it about me that this person felt attracted to me and that I didn't see in some of the things that I should have seen? So I wrote the book to help others, and And so we use it a lot in our counseling and our treatment. It's very, very effective in helping people to be aware of what happened, to identify the signs, to be able to now know what to look for when you're looking for a healthy relationship, because you want to heal so that you don't continue the cycle. And so many times in families, the cycle is just continued and continued and continued.
Absolutely, absolutely. The other part of that, and we'll get right back to it, we're going to take a break and we'll talk. Okay.
Back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Now come test drive the much anticipated all-new 2021 Cadillac Escalade at Ron Carter Cadillac. And for a limited time, get an unheard of $19,000 in total savings on new 2020 Escalades, or pay just $879 a month with only $1 down, only at Ron Carter Cadillac. Visit us today, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway. Visit roncartercadillac.com, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer.
In this coming election, voters 50 plus will make the difference in elections across the state. The time is now to make a plan so you can vote how you choose in this coming election. Eligible voters can vote by mail-in ballot, and all registered voters can vote safely in person early or on voting day. Don't wait, make a plan to vote today. For more voting information, head to aarp.org. I'm Tina Knowles-Lawson, and I'm a proud voter.
In this coming election, voters age 50 plus will make the difference in elections across the state. The time is now to make a plan so you can vote how you choose. In this coming election, eligible voters can vote by mail-in ballot, and all registered voters can vote safely in person early or on voting day. Don't wait, make a plan to vote today. For more voting information, head to aarp.org/tx. I'm Chloe Dow, and I'm a Texas voter.
Greetings, Stafford. This is Councilman Cecil Willis on the campaign trail in Stafford, spreading my message and my vision for Stafford.
Friendship and fairness comes before power. And I'm here to formally endorse my good friend and city council member, Cecil Willis.
Join me in my endorsement of Councilmember Cecil Willis.
If you helped a friend get a job, and once they were hired, they ignored you, what would you think of them? For a quarter of a century, Congressional District 18 has voted for Sheila Jackson Lee. And what do we have to show for it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 13 times, she's got to go. I'm Wendell Champion, and I need your vote. Visit me at champion2020.com. I'm Wendell Champion, and I approve this message.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, we are back talking to Dr. Conte today, and I wanted to get back into the fact, I want to talk just a little bit about the fact about the funding.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
We are not able this year, of course, because of COVID, we normally do the Legacy Awards and Gospel Concert Gala or our walks. We did do a virtual walk.
Yeah.
Please still walk. We need you walking. We need you registering at www.freshspirit.org, donating at www.freshspirit.org. We need the funding. And so we're not able to do the things that we normally would do that raise money. And even then, Cam, we would be sometimes short of what we would need because people really don't get what it takes to do this. Right. To run the organization. They just really don't get it. And so, I'm asking people to still donate. You know what? If we had 2,000, 4,000 people that just donated $20 a month,
Wow.
that would cover the operating expenses for a month. So just 2,000 to 4,000 people, if they were just to donate $20 a month. Or we need private organizations, corporate organizations. We're filing for grants and looking for funding all of the time. So it's a constant. It's a constant. And so that's why I'm always begging and saying, come on, donate. But because people really don't realize what it takes to operate the organization.
The other thing too, family, what I found out in just doing the research is that the laws that are on the books, especially we're in Texas, but the laws in Texas are not strong enough they're not geared towards the survivor.
Yeah. And, it's so hard. It's hard to once you get out of it, and then you got to fight, fight the law, and then you got to hope that, sometimes they're not as strict, the laws, and they're able to get out on bond.
Immediately get out
on bond, and then you're living in. I right now just had to have a client to let her employers know that she's going through this because he knows where she works and he's out.
Yes.
So there's just always something. Always something. And this is like not a client, this is several clients that are going through this. Remember, we just had over 500 and something services in the last 4 or 5 months. So just imagine all of the different circumstances. And so helping with that's what the case manager, helping with talking to the human resources and the security of the different locations where they work. And then you have people who, because we know that they come to your schools, that you have a routine. They know your routine. They know where your kids go to school. They know where even if you move, you have a job. So trying to keep this person safe and then sane. Can you imagine the anxiety and the depression and the emotional turmoil that someone is going through when they're having to try to leave a situation such as this?
Oh, that is it. That's it. And we look at the fact that with that, this is constant. This is not like, okay, it's going to be gone tomorrow, next week. There's not a time frame. There's not a time frame.
It's not. And you know what? But people think, well, they're just going to go back. They're just going to go back. But it's like I said, an addiction with drugs. Everybody don't go back.
Yeah.
And everybody, even if they go back or relapse, they eventually recover. And for every life that you can save, it's worth it.
Yes.
It's worth it. We've saved so many lives. There are so many women that have left that, I can line them around the studio that can tell you if it was not for the support and the help that I didn't even know was available. I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know how to do this. I think about the young lady yesterday, the day before, who called the police when she went to get her stuff out of the apartment. Well, with the safety plan, we probably wouldn't have advised that.
Right.
That would have been something set up a little bit different. People just don't know. And so, and again, like I said, even with some licensed therapists and psychiatrists, they have not gotten this type of education.
Right.
I'm about to do a training for MDs, spiritual ministry leaders, because a lot of times we give the wrong information. Psychiatrists, social workers, so a lot of times if you're not familiar with everything and the different parts of how the victim is controlled and how the perpetrator operates and the constant manipulation, then you can put somebody's life in more danger.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. The other part of that we know, you have you deal with a lot of police. Okay. You deal with a lot of the government, even though it's virtual probably now more than anything.
Yeah, even right now, going to court is virtual.
Right.
The domestic violence court, Judge Stahler is taking our protective orders via Zoom. So yeah, everything is virtual right now.
And you've had to change those things. You've had to do different things in protection of people, of the survivors.
Absolutely.
Wow. It's something. And then you had other things you wanted to talk about the survivors.
Well, just that, we're so happy that we have so many that actually come out and they survive, and then they come back and they volunteer. We constantly need volunteers. They're stepping up saying, if it was not for this situation, I could have not been helped. We have a lot of them that are giving back because they know that they were once in a situation that they had not anticipated. So a lot of them are wearing purple today, wearing their Fresh Spirit shirts today because they want to show their support to other survivors. And they want people to know that you can get out. I got out, you can get out. You know?
Absolutely.
And so we just want everybody to know that go to the site, donate, walk. Right now we're still walking. You just walk in your neighborhood by yourself, with your family, whoever you've quarantined with. Take a picture, upload the picture, show that you are supporting, and register. It's only $35 to register. You can donate. You can donate every day, every week, once a month, once a year, something. If you have a job, some people work at organizations and companies that match donations. If you work for the city, we have a city number where you can donate directly from your check and the city will match it. So there are a lot of ways you can help. We need all of the help that we can get.
And if you know of someone that is a survivor or has gone through this, or even someone that did not survive, when you do that, I know on the postings, you say you're walking for them.
Yeah, walking for them, absolutely. And if you have family members, share this information.
Yes.
Let them know that you love them. Be there, because there is going to be a time that they are going to be ready and they are going to need you. Take the numbers down. Let them know that there is help. I saw this woman on the Cam Hill show, and look, this is not normal. This is not healthy, but I support you. Just want you to know that here, when you're ready, I'll go with you, And so don't feel like, well, they're going to get mad at me. But because remember, this is a situation where they want their marriage to work. They're trying to figure it out. They haven't realized that it's domestic violence. Because perhaps I can't wear my hair down, but that's not so bad. I'm not getting beat in the face. I'm not that person on the billboard with the black eye, but you can't go out. You can't do anything. That's not love either. That's control. And control is not love. It's also not healthy. And it's not a healthy relationship. It's toxic and it's abusive.
Wow. Wow. Look in this camera right here. Right here.
Okay.
And talk to the viewers and let them know about domestic violence and what it really is.
As I said, domestic violence is a pattern of a behavior where one partner continues to maintain power and control over another. That could be over your finances. That could be controlling you by tearing you down verbally, emotionally, not allowing you to be with the family or talk to your friends or go back to school or have an opinion. All of those things, they can lead to death as well. A lot of people think if it's not physical, that it's not that bad or it's not going to be fatal, but there's a lot of people who never were hit, but the power and control is what causes them to kill you. And if they can't control you physically, verbally, emotionally, financially, then they will control you even if it's to your death. So get the professional help. Don't be embarrassed. It's not your fault. It is not your fault. It's nothing that you did. Yes, I know they've told you you did everything. It's all your fault. It's all about you when it comes to the abuser and the narcissist, because they're always right, you're always wrong. But I'm telling you, it is not true. Don't believe it. Get the help. Call us at 713-588-4418. That's the corporate office number, 713-588-4418. Also, we have a COVID number that we have created because the lines are so busy. So you can get us also with our COVID resource line, and we can get you in and through via Zoom and get you in to get the services. They're absolutely free to you. That number is 713-300-2473. 713-300-2473. The website is www.freshspirit.org. We need your donations. Don't get Starbucks this week. Don't eat out, once a month, and make those donations monthly. We need it.
Absolutely. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that this has been going on 20 plus years.
Yes.
I want to thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank
you, Cam.
Thank
you all these years. Just Houston and the surrounding areas, I know what you go through. I've been knowing you a long time. Been calling you a long time for people, women and men, and children.
Yes.
And you have really just been an advocate, really just a champion.
Yes. And I thank my team. I have a wonderful staff, a wonderful team. Like I said, a lot of people see me out in the forefront. But Fresh Spirit would not run without all those great people that are running the office right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In a staff meeting right now.
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for
so
coming
much,
on
Cam,
the
for
Cam
having
Hill
me.
Show. I appreciate
I love
you. I love you too. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. On tomorrow, we will be back. We will have the comedians and Marcus Bailey, who has a film out. 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. Bye.
Cam Hill Show. If you'd like to advertise your business or become a sponsor, contact the Cam Hill Show at gmail.com.